This program is made possible by the loyal financial support of the friends and partners of Family Policy Institute.
Good evening and welcome to the program. Thank you for joining us. My guest in the studio is Dr. Convy Baloyi of the African Covenant Party, or ACO. Dr. Baloyi, welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much and welcome to the viewers and also the citizens of this nation.
Wonderful. So this is the second time I'm having you on this program. We spoke about a month earlier. You were telling me about the party, the development, the policies and all kinds of things. Now we are a week away from the election, and there's been much progress in your political party, in your organization. I see you registered and ready. You're going to be on the national ballot and in all 9 provinces. So tell us about where you are now, and are you ready to go? You're ready to govern South Africa?
Yeah, the nation is ready. The nation is ready. In fact, I must express the word of thanks to people who've been working with me since the first day I started speaking about the vision for South Africa, which was in March 2018. And people started to trust into the vision, to speak about the vision, to fellowship with the vision, to interact with the vision. So the work that has been done up to this stage indicates that people have bought into the vision. So the nation is ready. And we used a model that was unusual. We used the bottom-up model, where we went and spoke to people that are usually not seen on television, read about on newspaper, and heard on radio. And we managed to do that successfully by grace.
Yeah, what are people saying? What are the major issues that people are grappling with in South Africa?
Yeah, people want to be out of poverty. There's a structured poverty in South Africa. I mean, the rest that we're talking about sometimes is not relevant. There's a structured poverty in South Africa. For example, there are people who are working and they are called middle class in South Africa. And those people are still also in another level of poverty. They are not liberated from the structured poverty. They earn money, but this money is not helping them to become better. So that is what people are crying about. There are people who are educated, qualified from universities. Majority of them are young adults and young people. They are also concerned about what is happening in the nation, that they need to be given an opportunity to express themselves by contributing back to society through work. So from African Covenant point of view, we've got a range of business people who've got various forms of job opportunities that are going to be offered to the people. Our duty as government is to create a conducive environment within which these business people could work with these people who want to be employed and have sustainable job opportunities, not peace jobs. You know, in South Africa, we talk peace jobs. ACO is not for peace jobs. It's for sustainable job opportunities. And we know how many graduates are available in South Africa who must be taken into these kind of opportunities and be encouraged to grow and build homes and also grow families. That is what we are about to do.
Okay, so your political party, the African Covenant Party, is ready for the elections in all 9 provinces. Tell us a little bit about some of the leaders that's going to be going with you, hopefully into Parliament after the 8th of May.
Some of the leaders, people might have started to see them, but these people are people who are working with people in their provinces. So in each one of our 9 provinces, there are leaders who have been working with the people. Let me just give it from a structure point of view so that people can understand. What we are doing in African Covenant is that nobody is just a spectator. You come in as a street steward, you come in as a ward leader, you come in as a ward council leader, but then you come in as well as a coordinator of the entire province. Nobody shares 2 job opportunities. You focus on your own responsibility. So we've got 9 people who are leading the 9 provinces, and under them there are people who are fellowshipping full-time with community, who are not going to be part of governing the province, because we want to make sure that the leader of a province focuses on the province and govern the province in an effective, efficient and economical manner, while the chairperson or the overall leader of the province looks into how the party continues to serve the people and grow the party in that fashion. So that is intact.
And that's the focus of your party.
That is the focus of our
serving
party.
the people of South Africa.
We don't want to miss that, because the minute you miss that, you become materialistic, you become opportunistic, then you become corrupt. You forget about people who brought you into governance. We are here to serve. We are not here for any other thing. Our people must become popular while we become servants. We must continue to serve our people. That's our strategy.
And that's precisely what is happening in our country, or happened in our country over the past 25 years.
Yes.
We have a political party that has come in, our ruling party. They made promises, they had a heart to serve their people, and then I think the materialism and the access to so much money got to them.
Yeah.
And now they forgot the purpose. They're in government, they're there to govern. They forgot the people. They're enriching themselves, and so we have corruption, maladministration, fraud, theft, the looting of public resources all over this country, and the people are suffering terribly. What is your vision to change all of this, to deal with the issues of corruption?
You must have values as a person. African Covenant has got 3 values. We have the value of truth. So personally, I don't tolerate lies. Personally, I don't tolerate lies. And I don't tolerate a professional who does not have character. So you must have truth, you must have love for the people of South Africa, and you must be selfless. You know, when you have these 3 things, you are successful. But the more you become selfish, you are the one who is extremely poor of all the people you are leading. So this is what is governing us. People have seen us. As we're interacting with people, people have seen that. This is my lifestyle. This is the lifestyle I'm inculcating among my teammates. And we are pushing that, and it is not attractive. It's not something that can make you a billionaire or whatever, but you become a billionaire in life. You feel fulfilled and satisfied, because our key is the following. What is it that you want to do for the next person? And what kind of exhibition you want to see from a person when you meet people? This is what we are characterized about. And this is helping us to be able to have hope that whatever we sow throughout the campaign and before, we will be used by God to be able to bring an improvement. South Africa needs that as urgent as possible. This country has got serious problems. People need help. And the issue that we must eradicate is poverty of all forms.
People need help, and that help comes from God.
Yes.
And we need men and women that depend on God, that look to God and are directed by God.
Yeah.
Because our help comes from the Lord. We cannot do it on our own.
Yes.
And when people are looking to God for help, and they're looking for wisdom from God and guidance from God, they can do amazing things. There's a wonderful scripture in the book of Daniel that says, the people that know their God will do great things, wonderful exploits. And I think most of South Africans are there, Dr. Baloyi. They're looking for godly people, men and women, that will go into parliament and using the wisdom of God and the anointing of God to bring about godly governance and to bring about the healing and transformation of this nation. Now, you're the leader of the African Covenant Party, ACO. You're going to be on the national ballot, and you're going to be on every provincial ballot in all 9 provinces on the 8th of May.
Yes.
But you're the leader, you're a man of God, you're leading a team into parliament. So if millions of South Africans out there that are looking for change, vote for you, vote for the ACO party, and say we want godly men and women to go into parliament. You go into parliament, you take up your seats. What are the first things that you're going to do to bring about change in this nation?
There are 2 parallels that must be managed simultaneously. One is that we must bring in, we are not perpetuating things that exist. We must bring in an economic model that responds to the challenge of South Africa.
Yes.
Yeah, that is very important. We have finalized that. I am very much serious about that. We cannot do anything else. We must bring an economic model that prioritizes people of South Africa. That one makes sure that we are able to move from where we are to the next level, financial.
If I can just interject there, these models and policies that you're talking about are all available on your website.
We've been advised, and we learned the hard way, that the kind of policies we are bringing is not copy and paste.
Yes.
And it's not benchmark. It's reality based on research we have done in the country. So we've been advised highly that we should not put them there, because even our covenant, the only document that is on our website, as there are many people who have just copied and used it elsewhere. So we want to release a beautiful model, and we're going to do a media conference where we portray this not so long, hopefully just before, maybe 3 days before the final date of the election.
Okay.
That's what we want to
so
do.
you're
That
not gonna
model is very important. It's life-changing. It's something that will cause Africa to love South Africa. It's something that will cause Europe to respect South Africa.
So on your website, you're not going to have the policy documents, but you're going to have other information there. But you're going to release your procedures and your plans for this country to change the economy, to deal with corruption, to transform perhaps our health and education systems. All of that you're going to release at a press conference a few days before the election on the 8th of May.
Exactly. And there's no problem with that, because if you read our current covenant, which is, and I said last time, it has been simplified. We prefer to simplify things because we want every South African to understand. So if you read our covenant and you read it clearly, you will start to see that what is coming is unusual. Because there's a section that speaks about fiscal and monetary policy, even in our covenant. And it shares with you that we are bringing something that is different. For example, we are bringing something that must reform the tax system of South Africa. You cannot continue to pay for more than 3, 4, 5 taxes in 1 month as a citizen of this nation, as if you are paying for existing here while this is your own father's nation. You must be able to contribute to the well-being of government so that government does service delivery, but it can't just be a curse for you to be working. So that is clearly stated there. And then with this note, I want to also say those who are curious about wanting to know more about this, we are open for one-on-one and broader engagement. So there's no problem with us presenting these policies to an interactive group. But to post it on a page now, we have learned a hard way. This is a cream of the crop kind of a new thing for South Africa. Please be ready to be liberated from debts. South Africa is suffering from debts, my brother, in such a way that is so embarrassing for some of us who can read. People are living a life of debt. For example, a house that some of the people who are viewing now are living in is called a bond. A bond in itself is not a blessing. You see, when you are in a bond, you are not blessed. You are in something that is binding you for 20 years. The car some of the people are driving is also a problem. So we cannot continue like this. God has not dumped us in an economic system. We must bring a solution that is selfless, and all of us must have a good life. You know what will that do? It will help us to flourish in the country and thereafter start to export. Countries that are coming to South Africa to do business are countries that are flourishing in their own homes. Because somebody will ask me, is it possible for everyone to be successful in the country? Everyone willing to have good life in South Africa can have good life. We are here to facilitate that selflessly. It's possible. And when we do that, we can send people to SADC areas to go and do business. We can send people to Africa to go and do business. We can send people to Europe to go and do business. Let me conclude my comment. It is emotional to me. For example, if you look at our education system, you must be able to tell me, I'm challenging every vice chancellor in South Africa and everyone who really is interested in education to tell me how many South African universities are having students from the US, from the UK, from several places in Europe and Asia who are willingly coming and say, I want to go and study in one of the 26, 27 universities in South Africa. If you can give me that answer, then I will change my view. Our things must attract the international community to come here and learn the best and go and implement in their countries.
Absolutely. Dr. Baloyi, it's clear that you're passionate. It's clear that you have a vision for South Africa, and you clearly thought all of this out. You have policies, plans to transform South Africa, to make it a successful nation.
Yes.
So I wish you well. Firstly, I want to thank you for coming all the way from Johannesburg, Gauteng, to come and speak to us in the studio. But I want to wish you well and pray God's blessing over your life, that you will be elected to Parliament, you and key leaders in your group, so that you can go to Parliament, that you can go into our provincial legislatures and bring about the change that South Africa is so desperately praying for and asking God And I believe you're one of those people. So I wish you well. God bless you.
I truly receive that. And we are not going, our attitude is not even go to union building of parliament. It's to take over the nation. This nation needs to be taken over from hands that are not prioritizing the people of South Africa. I'm not here on a mission of just going into these two buildings. I'm in a mission of saying, let the kingdom of God come on earth as it is in heaven.
Amen.
So that all of us can worship God while working. We must work as South Africans and earn as South Africans and make a difference as a nation.
Amen.
So thank you so much for having me here.
You're welcome.
Wonderful.